All right, just today, Foregate sent their batch 11 Hello Ruby Rye Springs. Got a new coin from them as well. So batch 11, and my eyes are getting bad. So, and the sample label is small, but this is straight rye whiskey, aged 7 years in American oak. However, it's then matured for 45 days in a ruby port rum cask, or rum casks. That's what it says. All right, so click, click. And you know what? Lately, the Lytton glass I've been enjoying. It's got these little, like, I don't know, mountains, canyons. But I always like to see if it tastes any different versus a Glencairn. Sometimes I like having the open rocks glass. Sometimes I like having the Glencairn. You'd be surprised. You want to nose the edge because you'll be surprised what comes off. And I'm not getting as much here. Let me see. Huh. Oh, and oh wait, what is the proof? The proof is 115.4. 115.4. I cannot pick up much of a nose on this at all. So, we'll see what we get in the Glencairn. Glencairn's usually better for nosing. Wow, I get a sour twinge right on the front. Let's see. Almost like a little bit of a fruit rind. A little bit of the rye just came in, like a sweet buttery rye. And a little hint of the dill. So I get a little bit of the dill in here on this one. Let's sip here. First of all, they're always unique from Foregate, but this is very, very different. Wow. How am I going to even break this down? Let's see. So there's like a spark of rye at the front, but it's smooth and buttery. But that's for like a second. And then I got, hold on, let me pour a little bit of this in here. All right, there I got more of the rye in the kick at the finish. It's almost got like that wine influence, or that influence comes in on the front, which still seems kind of like a touch of sour, although sour can't be right. And then on the swallow was where I got the rye notes. Still a smooth, buttery rye, which is, I don't get that hardly ever. And the buttered kind of popcorn shows up still in the finish. It's lingering around. This is interesting. That buttery, creamy finish is still there. It's got a very, very long finish. Wow. And I'm going to have to grab, well, I don't know if I'd even add water. I would not add water to this, but it might open something up, so I may cut away and grab a little water bottle here in a second. Wow, until I swallow, the flavors kind of sit there muted. And then after the swallow, that's when I start getting everything, and the finish is still long. Like I said, the rye bursts in, the creaminess bursts in. I don't know. The only way I can describe the ruby port kind of finish, or the rum finish, is it gives it like sour's not quite right, but it gives it a little bit of like a sour fruitiness to it. The rye's tamed down here. It's present. It's still a little bit of that dill. It's not so much the pepper, but it's the way the butter, creamy butter, wraps in with it that's actually the most pleasing. Wow. Let me grab a water. All right. Let me put just a little bit of water in there. A little excess over there. Now, sadly, I've got to add a little bit more. Not sadly, maybe. All right. So, man, this is nice. Very nice and smooth. All right, now that the avalanche is over, the sun running down, not knowing that I'm filming, the 4-gate experiments are just intriguing. And this one, I think I'm going to have to spend a little bit more time with. But already it's got this oddness that most of the open is after the swallow, that on the forefront, everything's a little more muted. But we've got a little water in now. I've added in a touch of water. All right, I'm going to say I like this one neat a little bit more. It sweetened it up a touch, tamed down the rye dill notes a bit. I actually like those stronger, although everything seems a little, well, a lot more smoothed out. I'll get a little bit more of like a sugar water in the finish, as before I was getting a lot more of that buttery cream. Still very delicious. I like to sip neat anyway, but it always helps because sometimes things change drastically. This is just sweetened it up a bit. So again, very interesting experiment. You got 7 years in American oak, straight rye whiskey, and then matured for just 45 days in ruby port rum casks. And it's made it quite an interesting rye. If you don't like ryes, you may like this one because this has just got the little shadows and hints of rye without all the heavy kicking punch. And again, it's not peppery. It's got a little bit more touch of the dill, but still, I like the dill as well. So, Scotch It, you Scotch gods. And this is coin 16 from 4-gate. All right, see you guys. Bye.